Hi, good morning. Let's look out there with live cam. Nice and humid if you're a fan of the humidity, but if not, it's going to be here for a little bit. We're going to be checking with Mike very soon.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It's Monday, March 4th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a beautiful weekend. I mean, Saturday was just gorgeous.
It was even more gorgeous. Mike Osterhage, he's back from vacation last week. Joined us now in just a second, but let's go straight to RJ for an update on traffic that's been a problem for the last hour.
Yeah, guys, not gorgeous with the ongoing road situation out here, but we have some good news here. South of downtown, I-10 at Presa, we have now cleared out that 18-wheeler that lost its load. This was from last night, so there's been an ongoing situation there, 10 o'clock, but 37 should be opening up the entrance ramp here to I-10 West here pretty soon. Traffic still coming in from I-10 West pretty smooth, but we should start to get some traffic flow coming in from 37 north and southbound in this area. But there are still a lot of other things going on. Let me let you see this one here. This is State Highway 151 at Loop 410. So they have shut down the Loop 410 north ramp to 151 east. We do have some flashing lights in this area. You do see that that traffic is not getting through in this area right here. As we take a quick look here at our maps, and that crash was reported right here a little bit east of 410. So again, they have shut down the ramp, Loop 410 northbound. Actually, it's that north kind of eastbound part of Loop 410 that goes onto Highway 151 coming eastbound. So this is going to be something to kind of keep in mind now if you are headed out on that part of town right now. Let you know about some other things that we're looking at right now. 1604 westbound at Redland Road. We had traffic backed up to Valverde, but it looks like traffic is now kind of getting through this area. So that's good news there for our drivers on the north side. And the other thing that we're following, this just popped up on TransGuide right now. I-10 eastbound at Huebner Road. We do have a crash being reported in this area right there. Actually, two crashes, one being reported on the westbound lanes at Woodstone and one being reported at Huebner, as we have a TransGuide camera in this area as well. Let me go to that here real quick before we do this last zoom. There we go. So at least one main lane blocked here. I-10 at Woodstone have a crash there that's causing some delays for our drivers on the northwest side. All right, Mike, how are things looking outside this morning?
Really humid. You know, Saturday, like Steph said, was just fantastic. Yesterday, you could feel the humidity coming back in here, and it continued to pump on in here in the overnight hours. Out there by the airport, you can see sort of that haze off there in the distance. We do have some fog to deal with. Nothing at the airport right now. Head out 90, head out 10. You're going to run into a little bit of that fog, and of course, it will thicken up as we approach sunrise, and just after that, a lot more fog down here along the coastal plain if you're going down to 37 or even heading out east in toward Houston, and then also some fog out to the west toward the Rio Grande Valley. So everybody's seeing just a little bit of it out there, and just because, again, all that moisture that pumped on in here in the overnight hours. Temperatures are averaging 20 degrees above normal, should be in the upper 40s right now, and then of course there is that just slew of humidity, not quite to wet towel stage, but you definitely notice it. Some of the higher humidity we've had around here so far this season. And speaking of spring season, there is just a whole bunch of allergens out there. Mold is leading the way at 450. Oak, though, is also moving up. And of course, we're going to get into the throes of oak season not too much longer. We do have a slight chance for a couple of showers and thunderstorms to become potentially severe later on tonight. They'll be sort of few and far between, but just sort of keep that in mind that there may be one or two of those out there with some stronger winds as well as a little bit of small hail thrown in. Now, as far as temperatures, we are, like I said, mid-upper 60s around here. Not going to be moving this morning. A little bit of mist, a little bit of fog around the area. 74 today at noon, and then a high temperature is going to make it up to 78. So roughly 10 above normal. Again, a couple of those showers, a few thunderstorms, and then especially later on this evening when we get into that better chance for some of those to become strong to severe. We skyrocket with temperatures, with some drier air, another rain chance, and then another front. Tell you all when it's going to happen coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. As soon as the sun comes up this morning, the search will continue for an 80-year-old man.
We're told he drowned at Calaveras Lake. Rescue crews were called out just before 6 last night for reports that an elderly man went overboard near the CPS Energy power plant dam. Bexar County deputies, San Antonio Fire Department, and state game wardens are handling the search.
BCSO is reporting one boat continued routine patrols on the lake during the overnight period, and the full operation will start back up this morning. Right now, it's not clear what caused him to fall into the water.
Days after a robbery turned deadly, San Antonio police made an arrest over the weekend of one of the men that they say was involved.
They arrested 21-year-old Kia Dotson. Dotson is now facing a capital murder charge in connection to a deadly shooting behind a Northwest Side warehouse that happened last week. Now, police are still looking for a second suspect that was involved. In the surveillance video, you can see the victim walk out of the warehouse. Dotson and the other suspect approach him, trying to rob him. The victim attempted to fight back and was shot several times.
A video also showed a black Hyundai Sonata that police say was the getaway car. If you have any information on that other suspect or the vehicle, call SAPD's homicide unit. That number is on your screen. 210-207-7650. It is also on our website at KSAT.com. And San Antonio police still searching for a person involved in a road rage shooting on the west side over the weekend. Happened near a QT store near Bandera and Culebra. The victim pulled over into the store parking lot after being shot in the leg. Police say a witness heard 4 gunshots being fired. If you know anything that could lead police to finding the suspect to pull the trigger, you're asked to call San Antonio Police.
A missing University of Texas at Dallas student has been found dead, and that's according to campus police there. 20-year-old Andrew Zoe Lee had not been seen since February 24th. He was not found dead on campus, and his death is under investigation. UT Dallas police say there is no threat to the public and no signs of foul play.
U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas is pushing back on Texas Governor Greg Abbott days after the governor criticized President Biden's lack of action when it comes to the southern border. Abbott recently expressed that he wished President Biden would use more executive authority to calm the crisis at the border. In recent interviews, Mayorkas pointed out Congress must pass legislation to reform the U.S. immigration system.
This coming from an individual who is purposefully refusing to coordinate, communicate, collaborate with other officials and trying to wreak havoc in other cities and states across the country. That is not a model of governance, and he couldn't be more wrong.
That's Mayorkas on one of the Sunday morning talk shows. And this is just the latest comment of what's been months of back and forth between the White House and Texas when it comes to handling of the situation at the southern border.
Meanwhile, a group of bipartisan senators are once again releasing details on a package that would address the crisis at the southern border and provide foreign aid to Ukraine and Israel. If approved, it would give the federal government more power to restrict illegal migrant crossings at the southern border and would cost $118 billion. $60 billion, and that would be funneled into wartime and for Ukraine and Israel. It does face an uphill battle, though, as House Speaker Mike Johnson has already announced the House vote on a separate plan for aid to Israel this week.
These are just some of the stories along the border we are following. Get out your phone and scan this QR code. It'll take you some of KSAT's extensive reporting on the crisis at our southern border. It is all on our website. Now to the race for the White House. Former President Trump is leading in all 15 states and territories where delegates are up for grabs.
This comes as the former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley hits the campaign trail looking for an upset. As ABC's Ika Jachi reports, Haley now has some much-needed momentum leading into Super Tuesday.
This morning, Nikki Haley is celebrating her first victory of the 2024 campaign, winning the Republican primary in Washington, D.C., making her the first woman to ever win a Republican presidential primary or caucus.
This is the time for us to make our choice. This is the time for us to be loud and let everybody know that America is better than what we see right now.
Washington is one of the most heavily Democratic jurisdictions in the country, with only about 23,000 registered Republicans in the city. Shortly after Haley's victory, through a spokesperson, Trump sarcastically congratulated her on being named Queen of the Swamp by the lobbyists and D.C. insiders. Trump is likely to pick up several hundred delegates on Super Tuesday when voters in 15 states head to the polls. The former president barely mentioning Haley this weekend on the campaign trail.
She was going around every show, Donald Trump, this and that. That wasn't working too well.
Haley now changing course, refusing to pledge to endorse Trump should he become the GOP nominee.
So you're no longer bound by that pledge? No, I think I'll make what decision I want to make.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris setting the stage for President Biden's State of the Union address on Thursday, saying the choice between President Biden and Trump is clear.
Fundamental freedoms under assault. The freedom to vote, the freedom from fear, violence, and harm.
This as First Lady Jill Biden makes her waves on the campaign trail in Las Vegas, reminding voters of the influence and power women had during the 2020 election.
We are immovable and unstoppable.
The Supreme Court has indicated it will issue rulings today, including a decision on whether Colorado can kick Trump off the primary ballot after a state court ruled him ineligible due to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
Other stories we're following for you this morning. The Biden administration calling for an immediate temporary ceasefire in Gaza in order to release more hostages and get more aid to Palestinian civilians. A 6-week ceasefire is currently being negotiated in Egypt. According to Israeli media, Israel is demanding Hamas turn over a full list of living hostages before any deal moves forward. Today, Vice President Harris is set to meet with a member of Israel's war cabinet, where she's expected to push the urgency of increasing U.S. aid into Gaza.
House and Senate leaders released the negotiated text of 6 appropriation bills Congress must pass by Friday to avoid a government shutdown. If the bill passes, Congress will have to vote on a second appropriations bill to fund the rest of the government. The deadline for that approval is March 22nd to again avoid a government shutdown.
All right, back here at home, Port San Antonio is the Alamo City's large and dynamic technology campus.
Not only does it make its mark on our community, but it does around businesses around the world.
The president and CEO of the port joined Leading KSAT this weekend to talk about the wins and what is on the horizon.
Jim Perschbach, president and CEO of Port San Antonio, joined us, and we talked about a lot of different situations going on at the port. Not only did we talk about the new and exciting investment, which is the Innovation Tower, but we also talked about the training mechanisms, the employment, all of the various job avenues for so many people in and around our community. And of course, we talked about this immense growth and what could come next. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Our plan right now is to add another 12,000 to 18,000 jobs in San Antonio on this campus within the next 7 to 10 years, and making sure that we continue our investment in education and workforce development so that these great career opportunities are available to the people in San Antonio. And if we can keep doing that with some of our fantastic nonprofit and educational partners, working with the school districts and the other good folks in San Antonio, then this is going to elevate not just Port San Antonio, but our entire community.
You can check out our full discussion right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Of course, we have Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So, guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
612, 68 degrees.
Well, robo-taxis are on the rise in California. Still to come, why some lawmakers are not on board with the growing expansion.
Plus, coming together to save lives after the break, a worldwide effort to help others by donating blood.
Let's look out there with live cam at 6:13 this morning. Still humid. It's going to be kind of a warm day and maybe even warmer tomorrow. I'm going to check in with all those details with Mike in just a few minutes.
Want to spread the message that giving blood is giving life.
That was the message being spread at the World Mission Society Church of God yesterday afternoon. The church hosting members, community leaders, and anyone who wanted to show up and give blood as part of the World Mission Society Worldwide Blood Drive. And get this, churches in 175 countries around the world participated in the blood drive yesterday at the same time.
And spring break is almost here for a lot of kiddos, and there are a lot of things you can do if you're planning a staycation here in the Alamo City. We have pulled together spring break hours for popular destinations from the zoo to SeaWorld San Antonio and Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Natural Bridge Caverns, and much more. So we're going to have a full breakdown on KSAT.com. You can just look for this story.
Well, earlier we had a problem at 37 at I-10, and that's cleared, and now we've got a whole other problem.
Yes, a busy morning for our RJ Marcus.
Yeah, guys, definitely been busy out there as people make their way out. And unfortunately, we just lost this video stream, I-10 here at Woodstone. So we had a crash being reported on the eastbound. All right, there we go. We got it back here. This crash being reported here, I-10 east at Huebner, actually. So we're looking at the camera there. This is our eastbound traffic. At least 2 main lanes blocked here on the northwest side. So if you're headed out northwest side right now and you're coming inbound from the 1604 I-10 area, keep this one in mind. We've had emergency vehicles out here for some time now, and it looks like we had another vehicle that was kind of off to the side. So we'll continue to get more information here from TransGuide. It looked like there was at least one vehicle that was that may have struck the barrier there at I-10 East at Woodstone. As we take a quick look at our maps, and now our maps are showing that crash that we've been talking about here over the past 15 minutes or so. Traffic looks like it's being backed up all the way up to De Zavala Road. Again, I-10 East at Huebner Road. That's not the only thing that we're following right now. We have also a crash that's being reported on the west side of town, Loop 410. This is a northbound exit to Highway 151 eastbound traffic, so that's also going to be our traffic coming in. We have the exit ramp that is shut down right now because of a crash that was reported earlier in this area. Now, as Mark mentioned earlier, the biggest thing that we saw during our 5 o'clock hour, we have cleared that one out there. That was at 37 at 10 south of downtown near the South Presa area. That is cleared out. We still have a stalled vehicle, though, being reported at Loop 410 eastbound at Roosevelt. But for the time being, right now, if you're headed out in the northwest side, probably going to run into some traffic if you're coming in from the 1604, the De Zavala area, as we look at this crash here from TransGuide traffic cameras. We'll get a little bit more information, give you the latest coming up here in just a bit.
As we call it, a still developing situation.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Very busy.
All right, getting ready to catch the bus this morning. You definitely don't need a jacket. Where temperatures are 20 degrees above normal. We're in the mid to upper 60s around here. There is some fog, a little bit of mist. I don't know, did y'all see any on your windshield this morning?
Just the mist, not the fog.
Okay,
a little bit of the mist.
Yeah, I mean, it was just pin dots of mist out there. And then 78 for a high temperature. A couple of showers, although rain chances aren't that great. Maybe a thunderstorm as well. We'll talk about those and potential for some stronger storms as well. 5 weeks from today, the eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. 35 days to be exact. And just kind of keep in mind, there are people coming from all over the world around here, and traffic is going to be a mess, to say the least, going out in toward the hill country, everywhere like that. So just sort of keep that in mind. It's just, a reminder, don't stop on the side of the road and just watch out for folks that are going to be trying to, catch a glimpse of this eclipse out there if you are driving around. So it's on the northwest side of Bexar County and then heading out in toward the hill country. So yeah, just 5 weeks. It's going to be here before we know it, 5 weeks from today. All right, here's what's going on as far as bluebonnets. I promised a bluebonnet picture, and look at that gorgeous shot right there. Oh my goodness, that is great looking. Thank you very much for that. Keep sending in those pictures of bluebonnets and all the wildflowers or anything else. Out there at the airport, you can see just a hint of that fuzz, but visibility is not bad. Still reporting 10 miles. Go out 90, go out 10, hints of fog. More of it down here to the southeast. A little bit out to the west as well. We'll have to keep an eye on things because a lot of times it does get thicker as we go in towards sunrise and then just after that. Here's the computer model, and this is the one I was looking at a couple other ones a couple of minutes ago, and this is the one that is the most generous as far as rain. As a matter of fact, a couple of other computer models hardly have anything as far as rain, so wouldn't bank on anything out there, although this one does have a few showers hanging around. Now, some of these, as we go on into especially tonight and late tonight, may become strong to potentially severe. Storm Prediction Center, the atmosphere is somewhat on the volatile side. So yeah, if anything does pop, it could become strong, potentially severe. High winds, hail would be the biggest threats for this. And again, the biggest chance for that, or the best chance for that, is going to be the further north you go. Here's what's going on with the upper level steering winds. So we had the beautiful weekend. Humidity came back on in here. We've got little disturbances trying to slide on through. Then we get, and this is upstairs in the atmosphere, but down here at the surface, we get a dry line that moves on through. So that's going to pull in drier air, allow things to really heat up. But that's only going to last one day. Then by the end of the week, we get more humidity around here. This low is going to throw some disturbances in. So Thursday, we get a chance for some rain. That will move on out of here. And that low then is going to pull down another front. So we're going to get a nice front moving on through here for the weekend. Temperatures will be just about normal, right around 70, just about upper 40s, 50 for the high and the low respectively, and lower humidity coming in here for this weekend as well. So forecast goes like this today. 78 today and a couple of showers out there tonight as well. Very few and far between, but we're just going to have to be on the lookout if anything does decide to get on the stronger side. Then tomorrow, that dry line moves through. Dry air heats up easily. We get a westerly wind. Temperatures skyrocket to 90. Although in the shade, it's going to be a little more comfortable. Humidity comes back in for the rest of the week. A few showers around Thursday into early Friday. And then that front moves on through here, gets rid of the humidity, back down to normal temperatures. Great looking weekend, except for the fact you have to spring forward.
Well, the nice temperatures will, ease things up for us, I think.
Yeah, but I will be moaning about that and griping about it until next November. So
we understand. We understand completely.
A lot of folks love daylight saving time.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
Yeah, not initially. I don't know anyone who knows it just like right off, the first couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll hang in there. Thank you, Mike.
623, 68 degrees.
And after the break, the woman behind some wildly popular TikTok videos about her marriage and divorce from a man she calls a pathological liar is speaking out. That's next in your GMA First Look.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive.
Do you have closure?
It's the TikTok series that's captivated the nation. Who TF Did I Marry?
I'm going to tell the story of how I met, dated, married, and divorced a real pathological liar.
The 50-part post has racked up over 400 million views and chronicles Teresa Johnson's whirlwind pandemic romance, which she says was filled with love, heartbreak, and alleged deception. And this morning, she's telling her story to GMA's Robin Roberts.
Why do you think your story, has resonated with so many people?
I do think being accountable, people appreciate that, because I know I appreciate that.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of Robin Roberts' exclusive interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Outside with live cam, 68 degrees. And think a week from today, it'll be lighter than this because of the time change. No?
It'll still be darker later in the morning and then stays lighter later in the afternoon.
This whole thing is new to me, Mike. No.
We'll find out soon.
I got it backwards. My apologies. Thank you, Mike.
Good morning. It is Monday, March 4th.
It'll be darker earlier for sure. Let's check on traffic first, though, and here is RJ.
All right, yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say spring break, actually, Mark, and I was thinking to myself, okay, traffic probably will not be as busy as we've seen so far on this Monday morning, just to start your work week here. As we take a look here, I-10 east at Woodstone. So we have what's being reported as a couple of vehicles involved in this crash here. I'm going to kind of step out of the way, but still, you're going to see my hand. We have a vehicle here that looks like it may be maybe off to the median here on the far left-hand side. There was reportedly another vehicle here that was involved in this crash as well. So we have at least 2 main lanes blocked here, eastbound traffic. We are getting traffic kind of moving through this area there. That's going to be I-10 at Huebner's. We take a shot here at our I-10 camera here at Deza Valley, and you do now see traffic is starting to build up pretty good in this area. So if you're coming in from 1604, that whole part of the far northwest side, keep this one in mind as you make your way through the I-10 area. As you see here from our maps, traffic is definitely slowing down all the way to De Zavala Road. Again, good news is that over the past few years, they've actually expanded I-10 East in that area, so we are seeing some traffic still get through. Some good news here for our drivers in this area here on the west side. It looks like we have cleared out or starting to clear out this crash that was reported here, Loop 410 at State Highway 151 on the eastbound side here. So we should get traffic starting to get through this area here in just a bit. As taking a look at the TransGuide cameras, it looks like we are good to go there now. Traffic is building there, eastbound 181, but I think that's just part of the regular traffic that we usually see throughout the morning. The rest of the city, everything else is looking pretty good for the most part, with the exception, again, I-10 eastbound at Teebner, and we're clearing out here 410 at 151. Still have that stalled vehicle, Roosevelt, and Loop 410 East for our drivers on the south side. All right, Mike, how are things looking outside this morning?
Well, very, very humid out there with some fog and a little bit of mist, and more on spring forward coming up this weekend. Yes, the sun will set later in the afternoon, but also then it's going to rise later in the morning. All right, out there, and I've been watching 410 right now, and I can't tell if there's a little bit of a kind of a sheen on the road or not, if that's just a regular reflection, because there is some mist out there this morning, even though there's not a whole lot of fog out by the airport. 68 degrees, been holding steady. Dew point at 65. You get above 60, you definitely feel it. We are 20 degrees above normal right now. A little bit of a breeze out there. However, in some spots, there is some fog. You go out 90, run into a little bit Castroville, Hondo, Kerrville, and then Gonzales. But right in the middle, not bad for right now, but again, right as the sun is going to be coming up, we need to keep an eye out for that. Out along the Rio Grande and then down along the coastal plain, we've got more of this fog. Everybody is way above normal, mid-upper 60s around here. And again, just a ton of humidity that came pouring on in. And as that continues to pump on in here, the atmosphere just kind of can't really hold it that much more, and that's why we get some of this mist out there. Just a whole grocery list of allergens going on. Oak, of course, that's going to be going up over the next few weeks as we get into oak season. There's a very small chance that we're going to be seeing a strong, potentially severe storm later on tonight. Rain chances aren't that great, but if something does pop up, yeah, it could produce some high winds as well as some small hail. Warm and humid, a stray storm today going into tonight. Now, tomorrow, we are going to be hitting 90. However, it's because of dry air and a westerly wind, so it's going to be actually kind of comfortable in the shadows. That's not going to last very long because the humidity comes back in the rest of the week, and then we'll have some more rain chances. At least we've got some more rain chances Thursday and then early on Friday. Another front comes through then behind that. That's setting us up for a fantastic weekend. All the details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, San Antonio police are calling it a hit and run, the death of a woman alongside a local highway. They're still trying to track down the driver who hit her. It happened on the access road of Loop 410 west of Culebra Road. Our Katrina Weber is there and tells us it is slow going with the investigation right now.
The police say about the only information they have right now came from someone who witnessed an SUV roll over that woman as she was on the access road here. This is the westbound access road of Loop 410 just west of Culebra. Now that happened around 1 o'clock this morning, and we have some video from that time when police first arrived at the scene. Now they say they're not sure if the SUV they were told rolled over the woman was the first or only vehicle that hit her. Police are still trying to investigate and figure out exactly what happened. They say one possibility is that the woman may have jumped from the access road or ran across the road where she was hit by at least one car. That woman, who police say was in her late 40s or early 50s, did die here at the scene. At this point, we don't know her name. And again, police just beginning their investigation, trying to figure out exactly what happened here. But for now, they are calling this a deadly hit and run. Reporting from the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. A 19-year-old suspect shot and killed himself inside the Bexar County Jail over the weekend. That teen's name, Jesus Gonzalez.
KSAT does not typically report on suicides, but it is important to explain why people may have heard a gunshot coming from the jail.
It also raises public safety questions about how a gun made it in what is supposed to be a secure area.
Danielle Ibarra looked at SAPD policy and found that police should have found the gun before the teen made it to jail.
A 19-year-old man walked into the Bexar County Jail this afternoon to be booked. 6 minutes later, he was dead.
It's pretty apparent to us that it appears to be a suicide.
Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says emergency crews responded to the jail just after noon. He says the teen, now identified as Jesus Gonzalez, was charged with domestic violence choking, a felony.
By our policy, we strip search all inmates that are brought in on a felony.
He says Gonzalez pulled out a gun during the strip search and shot himself. How did the gun get in there?
It's a secure facility. I mean, literally nobody is armed, not even us. So absolutely, the weapon should have been found before it got to that point.
San Antonio police say an officer arrested the teen this morning on a warrant and took him to the jail. SAPD policy shows officers are responsible for searching those they arrest for weapons, dangerous objects, contraband, or evidence. The policy says transporting officers are held accountable for any prisoners who get to a detention facility with any of those items.
Clearly, a weapon was missed.
We've requested to speak with Police Chief William McManus about this. Today, we emailed police asking if the arresting officer found any guns on the teen before bringing him to jail and if any action is being taken. So far, we haven't gotten any answers.
All we can assume at this point is that he came into the facility with the weapon hidden under several layers of clothing, but still, absolutely, the weapon should have been found before that.
The sheriff says the deputy who witnessed that shooting is on administrative duty per mental health protocol. He also says all the deputies that were in that section of the jail didn't have any weapons on them, and none of them were hurt. For GMSA, I'm Danielle Ibarra.
This morning, firefighters and crews are still battling massive fires in the Texas Panhandle. Strong winds have spread flames and prompted at least one evacuation while airplanes drop fire retardant. The large Smokehouse Creek fire, which has burned more than 1 million acres, is only 15% contained. Two other fires have burned a combined 180,000 acres. That one's only 60% contained. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the federal government has devoted funds, equipment, and personnel to assist with battling the fires, but warns more extreme weather could be coming.
Following the destruction of the fires in the Panhandle, HEB and its chairman, Charles Budd, are donating $1 million to help firefighters battling those blazes on the front line. $500,000 will go to the Texas Agricultural Relief Fund, and the other half will fund recovery efforts and other nonprofits responding to the wildfire.
We want to remind you that Super Tuesday is tomorrow. KSAT will have complete coverage of elections and some early results for races here in San Antonio and surrounding areas. Join Myra and Steve for the KSAT Super Tuesday live stream tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Coverage will be available on all of our streaming platforms.
The Supreme Court is expected to decide today if Colorado has the ability to remove former President Donald Trump from its election ballots. The Colorado Supreme Court cited Trump's actions after the 2020 election as grounds to remove him from this year's ballot. The former president disagrees, and his team has taken the motion all the way to the Supreme Court. Arguments were heard from both sides last month, and if that decision comes today, it will be just in time for the Super Tuesday elections in 16 states. So if you want to check out sample ballots for both the Democratic and Republican primaries, you can scan this QR code on your screen. It will take you to our Vote 2024 page on KSAT.com. That's where we also have a list of voting locations and hours. And happening today, the city of San Antonio is hosting a property tax help workshop. That workshop will help homeowners learn about exemptions and steps to submit an appeal to lower property taxes. Today's workshop is online at 6 p.m. and you can also join in by phone. Experts will be available to answer your questions, and we have all this information on our website at KSAT.com. Just look for the story.
641, 68 degrees.
And up next, helping inspire a new generation of leaders, how one local organization is working to make a difference.
645. Since 2001, the Community for Life Foundation has provided food to those in need, mentorship to the young, life skill training for adults, and thousands of dollars every year to help future leaders in our community.
And we have seen firsthand how it has made a difference. The executive director of the program joined Leading SA this weekend to talk about the success and future of the program.
Dr. Scott joined us, and we talked about a lot. We talked about the background and the mission of the foundation. We also talked about what an impact it's made, not even on just the individuals and the families' lives, but also the impact on our community as a whole. Here's a bit of our conversation.
We want to help today's learners become tomorrow's leaders. So last year, because of corporate and private sponsors like Wells Fargo and Now We're Covenant Church, we gave a record $70,000. Yes, $70,000 in scholarships in 1 year to deserving students. And this year we want to give $100,000. So, we're very excited. This is our 23rd year, and we want, again, to help people pursue their life's mission and help today's learners become tomorrow's leaders.
We also discussed how you can get involved, whether that's actually donating or becoming a scholarship recipient. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, we have all that information right now. Just head to the Leading Essay section of KSAT.com. Of course, we have Leading Essay every Sunday at 8 a.m. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Max. Let's take a look at our traffic situation on the far northwest side here. I-10 eastbound at Woodstone. Some good news here. It looks like we are actually just about to clear this out. We had a couple of vehicles involved in an accident earlier where there was a truck that was facing the opposite direction. But now it looks like we have cleared things out. I-10 there at Woodstone for all of our drivers coming in from the 1604 from the Days of Allah area. So you do see some delays here from this crash that was reported earlier this morning. But looks like we are starting to see things move through that area pretty well right now. We do have a stalled vehicle being reported Loop 410 northbound at Benzingelman Road. This is affecting all of our traffic in the Kirby area. If you live or drive around this area, maybe work around here, keep in mind that traffic right now is backed up all the way to 10 and even going further back to East Houston Street. The rest of the city, everything else is looking pretty good so far, considering that it's been a very busy morning out there. We still have our alert up for our closed off exit here at Loop 410 northbound at 151, but that has been cleared out according to TransGuide, and looking at the cameras, it looks like we are good to go there, and we still have a stalled vehicle being reported Loop 410 east at Roosevelt. So let's see if we get some more cameras here. We had an incident earlier there with that 18-wheeler at Presa and 10, so we've cleared that area out there. So guys, traffic looking pretty good if you're about to head out to be right before the 7 o'clock hour.
Thank you, RJ.
All right, Fiesta's still a few weeks away, but it sure was all Fiesta at the Tobin Center Friday evening. Ray Feo held candlelight dinner there, and I had the privilege, along with good friend Leslie Mouton from Morgan's, to co-MC the event, and it was honoring all of the Ray Feo, John McFadden and his court, and all of the other dignitaries and volunteers. And volunteering that evening, I and Leslie and about many dozen other folks were presented with the Order of the Cabrito for volunteering, which it was quite an honor.
That's quite the medal, Mr. Oster.
Presented with that. And Ray Feo this year, 75th, John McFadden, an Air Force veteran, and they've already done about 30, I believe, school visits, and have about 60 more to go just leading up to Fiesta.
Yes.
So, but I was quite honored.
That thing's pretty hefty. And and I know Fiesta medals are headed that direction as far as size and weight.
But it was quite an honor to receive that. Thank you very much for that.
Congratulations.
And so many volunteers do so much more than, just emceeing that, but just a great organization raising so much money for education and everything. So, yep, Fiesta is right around the corner. So, again, thank you for that.
And the school visits are great, too.
Friday night. So, all right, take a look outside right now, and you can see that we've got plenty of clouds out there at the airport. Maybe some mist hanging around. Saw just tiny specks on my windshield earlier this morning. But notice the low clouds hanging there, especially off along the horizon with all that humidity. Visibility has dropped down to 2 miles now at Castroville and down to 1 mile now off to the east in Gonzales. A little bit further heading out in toward Hondo. Kerrville has improved slightly. You got hints of it around the metropolitan area right now. A lot to the southeast, a lot more off there along the Rio Grande. All right, throughout the rest of today, temperatures, we're 20 degrees above normal right now. We'll gain 10 about throughout the course of the day, 74 at noon, and then a couple of showers. Now, I think this looks a little more generous, these graphics on here, these icons, than what actually we're going to be seeing. We're going to make it up to 78 today, so we will be almost 10 degrees above normal. Here's one computer model, and again, this is the one that is a little more generous with the rain out there, and you can see some of these showers developing later on this afternoon, moving across the area. But then there are other computer models that basically have nothing going on. So I wouldn't really count on rain. It's not going to be a huge rain event. But again, if anything does happen to pop, it can become potentially strong or severe. A few of these stronger storms, especially off to the northeast. And that's why Storm Prediction Center has us under that slight risk for a strong to severe storm. High winds, hail would be the biggest threats with that. As far as satellite picture, you can see some of those low clouds out there and really around the country. The big news, and this is good for the snowpack. I mean, they've been measuring it with yardsticks, 10, 12 feet of snow, expecting more out there in the Sierra Nevada. But then again, that's going to add to their aquifers and their reservoirs. So that's going to help out later on. But yeah, just a ton of snow out there. As far as we are concerned, 78 today. We have a dry line moving through tomorrow, and dry air doesn't take as much energy to heat up, so it heats up very quickly. And then that's also combined with a westerly wind, and the dry air is going to get us up to 90 tomorrow. Humidity then returns for the rest of the week. A couple of showers on Thursday and Friday, and then a front's going to move through here, and that's going to clear us out for the weekend very, very nicely.
Thank you, Mike. We cannot forget our San Antonio Spurs this morning. They had a big home win against the Pacers last night. Spurs win 117-105, and Wemby had another great night. 31 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 blocks. Spurs play at Houston tomorrow night at 7 against the Rockets.
Go Spurs, go. Go ahead and wear that for the rest of the newscast.
6:52, let's go outside with live cam. We're going to wrap up GMSA after this break.
All right, 6:55 right now. If you're about to head out, we have got a bit of a mess here on the west side now. Looking at US 90 eastbound right there, right before the 36th Street, kind of interchange, that exit there. US 90 is our TransGuide traffic cameras. Zoom in a little bit here. 90 eastbound, we have at least one main lane there on the far right-hand side that is blocked off right now because of a crash. Let's go to the northeast side. We have a stall being reported Loop 410 northbound that's backing up traffic there at Ben Zingelman. Mike?
And watch out for a little bit of mist on the road. We do have some fog around the area, just murky looking out there at the airport. Visibility has dropped down there around Port SA. Castroville is only at 2 miles visibility right now. Hints of fog around. It's going to be sticking around for the next couple of hours. Very, very warm and humid out there. 78 for a high temperature. A couple of shower storms later on this afternoon. Very few and far between, however. And then tomorrow we hit 90. Drier air, however. Another chance of rain with humidity Thursday. Great looking weekend.
What the heck?
I know, the 90. Not ready, not ready.
Not ready at all.
All right, thanks for joining us, guys.
Have a wonderful day. Good Morning America is coming up next.